Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to brand new video. We're going to be diving into the latest around Arsenal. This is your transfer roundup show every Sunday. We bring you the latest around the club, all the done deals, and also the deals that have happened in the last 7 days around Arsenal. Now, it's been a very busy week around the transfer market for Arsenal. We are leading the transfer market just like we started. Arsenal have done 3 deals in 1 week, and we have been linked with Kylian Mbappe, Aurelien Tchouameni, and some other big names as well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well, because we're going to be wrapping up the week and what we expect to happen in the coming week. Arsenal is still very busy. Arsenal is still going to make a lot of deals to happen. So make sure you're sticking to Cossy Arsenal podcast. We are at 70,000. We need to get to 80,000. How about this week we get to 80,000? So subscribe if you've not subscribed to the channel yet. Now let's start off with the big one, which is this horrible jersey that has been released in many jersey selling centers. This is Arsenal's away jersey next season. Guys, come on. You do not want to spoil my week. I have had one of the best weeks ever in my life as an Arsenal fan. We sign Rice, we announce Kai Havertz, and we agree a deal for Jurrien Timber. And then eventually, this is on the market. This jersey is on the market. I do not understand who has designed this kit. I don't know who has gone on to design that kit, because I will not buy that kit. I will not put on that kit. I swear, I will not put on this yellow zebra blue bullshit kit. I will not put that on, definitely. But I mean, in the comment section below, I could be overreacting. Let me know, how does that kit look like? Is that a UEFA Champions League kit? Is that really a UCL kit? I will not buy that kit, I swear. Let's get into the transfer business as it happened around Arsenal throughout the week. Very, very big updates around here. First and foremost, we announced our first signing of the summer officially by the Arsenal website. Kai Havertz did do his media shootings on a wedding party, Kepa's wedding party, and there you can see the photos officially announcing himself and being announced by Arsenal as an Arsenal player. Jersey, shirt number 29. So that is done. That is dusted. Arsenal announced Kai Havertz as our first signing of the summer, and that is the deal that cost Arsenal 65 plus around 5 million. It could be rising to around 75 million euros, but initially it is a 65 million pound deal. Arsenal did go on to say that Mikel Arteta really loves Kai Havertz, and that's the reason as to why Kai Havertz was a priority to him. And they're also saying that they have looked at him, they have covered him for quite some time. The scouting network, the scouting team has looked at Kai Havertz for quite some time, and they believe he's the right player to take Arsenal in the right direction. Kai Havertz is a done deal. If you've seen the artwork, if you've seen the videos about Kai Havertz and me, of course, talking about Kai Havertz, you can let me know in the comment box below. And what are your expectations of Kai Havertz? Yes, this week he was announced as an Arsenal player. But what are your thoughts and what are your expectations of Kai Havertz? Do you want more goals? Do you want more assists? Do you want to see more goals from the midfield? Do you want to see him as a more defensive player? What are your expectations of Kai Havertz? Arsenal this week have decided that they will announce their first signing, and he was announced, Kai Havertz, the German international. Now, the big story of the week comes in between Arsenal and West Ham agreeing a deal between them for 105 million pounds for Declan Rice. Of course, Arsenal did go in with a third bid after Manchester City earlier on in the week decided to go in with a 90 million bid. Arsenal responded by going in with a 105 million bid. This bid propelled Manchester City to step away. It forced Manchester City to get out of the race, to slip away. out of the race, and eventually we got the deal, with West Ham. Now, it is believed, and it is we understand. It is to my understanding that Arsenal will initially pay 100 million plus 5 in add-ons, which makes Declan Rice the most expensive English player in history. Jude Bellingham is 115 million euros. That equates to around 89 to 90 million pounds. Declan Rice is 105 million pounds. So the deal has been agreed between Arsenal and West Ham. Arsenal and West Ham have also agreed on add-ons. They have also agreed on the payment structure. We are just waiting for a few things to be worked out between two accounting departments, and everything will be sorted. So Declan Rice is the second signing Arsenal are hoping to complete at least in the coming week. But a deal has been agreed. A deal is in the place. And even if any other club comes in now, which is very, very unlikely, because if you agree a deal with another club, unless another club comes in with a lot of money, like we are talking 120, 130 for Declan Rice will be sealed as an Arsenal player. In the same week, Declan Rice has received his permission from West Ham to carry on his medicals. So he will carry on his medicals with Arsenal in London still, because West Ham are also in London. So when he comes back from his holiday, I don't know where he is for his holiday, but when he comes back from his holiday, he's got the ability and he's got the permission to do his medicals from West Ham. So we are expecting that one to be done and dusted next week. If it's not done by next week, I will be very surprised. I mean, much of the groundwork has been done. Much of the hard work actually has been done. Arsenal, all we have to do is to focus now on those little things before anyone tries to hijack this deal. I mean, it's still hijackable. It's still in those stages where, yes, the player is yours, but anyone can go and agree a bigger fee for West Ham, or even try to pay more money up front, and that could cause a very, very big problem. But Declan Rice, medical set, fee agreed, personal terms done. He is the most expensive signing ever for an English player, and is the most expensive signing ever done for an English player in the Premier League. Very, very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff when it comes to Declan Rice. But that deal is done, and we're just waiting for the here we go from Arsenal themselves. Deal number 3. This week, Arsenal have agreed a deal 41 million euros plus 5 million euros in add-ons for Dutch centre-back and right-back Jurrien Timber. That is done. That is dusted. Arsenal expect to announce this deal, or to expect an official announcement and permission for the player to fly to London in the next few hours. Ajax have always been very, very positive when it came to Arsenal, especially when it came to selling Jurrien Timber to us. It's one of those deals that did not give Arsenal a lot of hard time. First bid was reported last week. Second bid reported this Monday this week, and an agreement was found on Thursday. That is how the deal actually went out. Look, I think it's one of those deals where Arsenal were always very straight. We wanted the player. He was a priority. The player, we convinced him. He wanted Arsenal only. Ajax had an agreement in principle to let the player go, and bang, Arsenal willing to pay what it would take. I've never seen Arsenal this way. I've never seen Arsenal do a deal in this style. Like, everything was ticking in this deal. Arsenal wanted to pay what it required. Ajax willing to sell. Timber willing to join. Arsenal willing not to waste time. Like, it has been very, very easy. It's one of the best deals in my life to report as a content creator, because everything I said did not backfire. The player is set for medicals as well. Jurrien Timber should be flying for England in any minute to join up with the squad and also do his medicals as well. So that deal is also done. Now, this week as well, Liverpool have joined the rest to sign Romeo Lavia. They have done a lot of groundwork on the player side, and they've also done a lot of groundwork when it comes to Southampton. They are not close to agreeing a deal. Arsenal also not close to agreeing a deal as well. But we expect that in the coming hours, in the coming days of next week, we will have a bid from either Liverpool or Arsenal. Now, what I understand is prior to this week, there were so many admirers of Romeo Lavia, but Arsenal were the only club to step up and make their interest absolutely, stand. We are the only club to make sure that our interest was tangible and known to Southampton. Liverpool have also done that this week, and we can confirm that they are talking to the player as well as Southampton. Southampton are asking for in excess of 50 million, and Liverpool will be willing to pay around 45, while Arsenal want to pay less than 40 million. Of course, that deal has now become a two-horse race, as reported by Fabrizio Romano on Sunday. Arda Güler is another name that is actually becoming very, very interesting on the transfer market after Barcelona president Juan Laporta came out and confirmed that Barcelona are trying to sign Arda Güler, but at the moment Arsenal are also trying to sign him, as we have initiated contact between us and the father of the player who actually represents him as well, because still a very, very young lad. Arda Güler is seen as the next Mesut Ozil, the next Martin Odegaard, and also the next Lionel Messi in Turkey. So if anyone gets that signing, if anyone gets the deal, it will be quite a very, very big one. So Arda Güler is a player that Arsenal have been trying to sign, and is a player that we will continue to try to sign, especially in the coming weeks. Right. So in terms of the general atmosphere of targets, Arsenal have not been linked with so many players as compared to the other summers. Actually, in this week, I can only remember around 2-3 players that have been linked with Arsenal, and they're not a priority. And Mikel Arteta has not decided that we should go for those ones. Number one has been Aurelien Tchouameni, and of course, a couple of reports are saying that Arsenal will look at Aurelien Tchouameni if the deal for Romeo Lavia doesn't happen. It's one that I've already disagreed upon. I think Aurelien Tchouameni will be at Madrid for a very long time, maybe a decade and a half. I think it would be very good signing for Arsenal, but I don't see how Arsenal spend a 100 million package on a player like Aurelien Tchouameni, where there's so many options, and Declan Rice can give you what Aurelien Tchouameni can actually give you. Now, if you're looking to play Declan Rice in that left pocket of number 8, I understand the thinking, and I understand the idea behind signing Aurelien Tchouameni. But if you're going to play a midfield 3 of Kai Havertz, Odegaard, and Rice, I don't see how Aurelien Tchouameni comes in as a 100 million pound signing to be just a backup for Declan Rice. I don't agree with that. We've also been linked with the master of drama, Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe is linked with Arsenal. Guys, I tell you what, when I saw this one, I was absolutely flabbergasted. But then I remembered that we are linked with a comedian, right? He's the best player on the planet. Of course, we know that. He's one of the richest guys in football as well. So he's a rich guy. But this is a deal that I don't see Arsenal do. And Fabrizio Romano has also come out this week and said Arsenal have no business with Kylian Mbappe at the moment. Their focus is Timber and Rice. If you don't want to eat rice, you can venture in Timber. As for Arsenal, that is what we are doing this week. We've also been linked with Yusuf Fofana at Monaco, another player that I think Arsenal will clearly be looking at, especially now that Thomas Partey is leaving. He's a very, very good option in midfield. So that is the week. Generally, that is how it happened. I think most of the predictions we made last week actually happened. Apart from what has not happened is the announcement of Jurrien Timber, because I anticipated that we would announce Jurrien Timber. That has actually not happened. But anyway, let's look at what next week has for us in store. What's going to happen next week? One, let's start off with Jurrien Timber. Next week, Arsenal, we hope that Jurrien Timber flies into London, does his medicals at the at the London Colony, and he will be announced as an Arsenal player probably by the end of this week. That is for Jurrien Timber. That is what we expect to happen in regards to Jurrien Timber. I mean, I think by the end of this weekend, we should have a total agreement. by the start of next week, the player should have flown to London. And by the end of the week, maybe Friday, we should have done the media duties and the shooting as well. The media should be done. By the start of the other week, Timber should be announced as an Arsenal player. Mikel Arteta really wants his players to join very, very quickly so that they can take part in pre-season. And we're gonna have a very, very short pre-season because it starts on 13th July and it ends on it ends on 6th, right? On 6th August. So literally, it's not even a month. It's not even a full month. It's not even a full month for pre-season. So Jurrien Timber should be able to join Arsenal for pre-season as early and quickly as possible. Next week still, we expect Declan Rice, the man, 41, to be announced. Not announced, but this is what I expect to happen for Declan Rice. Medicals should be done before at least Friday. Announcement should come before Sunday. And we expect him to join up with his teammates. That is, if his holiday is over. Of course, if you're an Arsenal player, and we are reporting for 13th, on 13th for pre-season, you must be back by now. He's now an Arsenal player. Right? So he should be back from the holiday and preparing for the UEFA Champions League. What an opportunity, from the UEFA Conference League to the UEFA Champions League. So the man himself should do his medicals, is what we expect. Should do his medicals and media duties, and should be announced as an Arsenal player as well. Next week, we expect Albert Sambilakonga's deal to progress, and we expect Thomas Partey's deal to also progress as well to Saudi Arabia. It's the Arsenal Transfer Roundup with Cossy. I'll speak to you right in the next one.